Greetings, Stream Master Gano and everybody else. You guys are looking lovely, as usual. So I actually made this post on Facebook. It was about a recording I had of the god Asar. He revealed himself to me in his, God form. And I couldn't, he was like all gold. He was holding his rod and cane, and he was looking forward. And I saw this white light like below him, like I guess right at his neck. And I was looking at it, but it was way too bright to look at it, but I was still attempting to look at it. And I just want to know, why would he reveal himself to me in that form?
The god Asar actually has been awakened, and he's on the planet at the moment. And one of the things about Asar is that he has a very important role in the judgment of humanity. He also is an archetype of resurrection. So he serves as a reminder that there needs to be a resurrection of humanity. When you see the god Asar in your visions, it really denotes something that shows that you are destined to have a resurrection, which means that part of your consciousness will have to die in order for you to resurrect into another formation of your consciousness. And that really is an archetypal imprint that you've been made to see. And that's something that's in your destiny. All of you have a destiny. And there are certain gods that post in your destiny at certain points in your evolution. So some of you may have dreams or visions of certain gods, and they post as a directive of where you are going and where you need to go. And just by the very mere fact that you have seen Asar, now you know you have a mandate of resurrection. Everybody will not have a resurrection. Some people will devolve. Some people will ascend. Some people will transcend. Some people will translate. Your destiny is to resurrect. And there's a whole motif that goes with that imperative, but your soul print will actually follow that agenda throughout the formation of the continuance of your life.
Hi, my name is Tanithia. I'm from Detroit.
Hi, Tanithia.
On the day 2 of my attunement, I envisioned, because I have a really vivid imagination, so I visualized myself sitting in my tub in my apartment, and while I was in the tub, a cobra came up from up underneath the water between my legs. And usually, because I started having this visualization earlier in the week, but I didn't know what that was all about. And I was afraid I would jump out the tub and be petrified, because I'm like, oh my God, it's a snake. But on the day 2 of the attunement, I was at peace. I'm like, oh, you're just gonna turn into Sri Master Ghetto Grills. So that's what happened. The cobra turned into you. And
Great.
And then we walked over to my mirror, and I had on white linen, and you told me, just stick with the attunement a little while longer. You're gonna have more experience, more sensations in your head. And that's exactly what happened. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what solidified it for me. I'm like, okay, this is real. And then on last night, I had like a similar experience with her, with like the flashing of lights, like my eyes just blinking really rapidly, and seeing, like, it just went so fast. I'm like, what's going on? I wasn't sure, but.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you recollect that experience, which is great. And transmigration is something that we all have the ability to do, where you take the energy of your spirit or your soul, and you're able to put it in other life forms. So if you look at a lot of the Indian chiefs, they're able to become deer or bears or wolves, and they're conscious, fully conscious as humans, and they take those experiences and they're able to do wonderful things with them. We all have the power to utilize energies and direct it, but prove it to yourself first. make sure that you have the data of the success rate of what you're doing and study it. Study how much energy that you're sending, study the results of it, and all of these things will improve your ability to do bigger things. The conscious mind needs to have that validation if you're going to move on and really become an alchemist or someone who does hypernatural magic or someone that is able really to, I'm going to tell you, and I said this before, my mother died in front of me and she bled out and I had to bring her back to life. And I didn't force her soul back into the body, but there was an energy that I had to utilize. And when her soul came back into the body, I watched my mother turn into a lifeless piece of clay that I didn't recognize. And I've known my mother my entire life. And when she reanimated, I watched her come back online and her face was morphing in front of me. And it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So the things that we understand and accept about death are actually erroneous. Every day, someone dies at the hand of an algorithm that they've said, okay, I'll let you take me to the underworld. It is also true that every day someone simply translates out of this existence. You don't hear about that on BBC or CNN either. They're not going to tell you about that. So my point is, we put more emphasis on the frequency of disease than we do on the power to heal it. And that's why the spiritual world has allowed certain people to flex what they can do, like that man who straightened out the guy's spinal column and lots of other things.
I am Sri Master Gano Grills for Galighticus, and I look forward to empowering you all with the Sequence of Power series.